Maybe Mark Steyn can explain. He's an author and columnist, and of course a friend of the show, and he joins us now. So I wonder, Mark, as these august legal scholars lecture us from their perches on cable television about how the Constitution requires John Brennan to have a security clearance, and if he doesn't, our First Amendment rights are being violated, do they notice that people's freedom of expression is being violated every day in real ways across the country by the tech titans? Do you think that even computes, or they're taking too much money from Google to care?
No, you're right. You're right. There's a contradiction there, and the left's position seems to be, which is amazing, actually, when you think back 15 years when they were all going bananas because George W. Bush was supposedly trying to find out what library books you were reading. They're apparently now cool with spooks having super First Amendment privileges. Now, I'm actually with Senator Blumenthal. I think we might as well have a constitutional right to a security clearance because about 3 or 4 years ago, just under 5 million people in this country had security clearances, which is more than the population of New Zealand or Norway. And that's one of the reasons for the dysfunction of the intelligence community. I think it's now down to about 4.5 million with security clearances. But at that level, actually, everybody might as well have security clearances. So I'm with Senator Blumenthal. Security clearances for, in fact, in an effort at bipartisan compromise, I think that as unaccompanied minors are coming across the Rio Grande in a skiff, that ICE should hand them their security clearances. So, Senator Blumenthal, go for it.
I like that idea. And it's probably going to come true. But the irony, again, there are so many layers of it, but that these are the exact same people who are telling us that we don't have a right to know what our government is doing. We don't have a right to know the pretext under which Carter Page was spied upon by the Obama administration. And we're, by the way, Quislings if we ask too many questions. But somehow John Brennan has a right to read classified information. I mean, how could you make that argument without turning red with shame by his dumbness?
In actual fact, if you read John Brennan's column in the New York Times, it's actually faintly creepy because at one point, he actually says at one point, I want to make sure I get this right, that a variety of politicians, political parties, media outlets, think tanks, and influencers, that means you, Tucker, you're an influencer, you're readily manipulated wittingly and unwittingly by Russian intelligence. So you, Tucker, you don't even know you're being manipulated by Russian intelligence. But the fact that you're objecting to John Brennan telling you you're being manipulated by Russian intelligence is the clearest proof that you're being manipulated by Russian intelligence. This is all this guy's got. And this is why, if he wants to be this idiotic in public, if he wants to be just another obscure MSNBC pundit, he should do it without a security clearance. And one other thing, Tucker, when they say, oh, this is the action of dictatorships, you can say a lot of things about dictatorships. But one of the things that you can say with certainty is when the dictator removes you as head of the intelligence security apparatus, actually you lose your security clearance in not only in dictatorships, in dictatorships, in almost all other countries, this idea of ex officio security clearance, it's bad enough. You know, one of the ridiculous things about this country is because you don't have viscounts and dukes. Somebody who was a senator from 1972 to 1978 gets called senator until the day he dies. And now we're saying that aside from that, he should also have a security clearance until the day he dies. Ex officio security clearances are a stupid idea, and they should be abolished across the board.
In real dictatorships, former intel heads wind up like Beria. So, I mean, it's also so stupid. Mark, thank you. Great to see you, as always.